Okay, this is a tutorial for the Act 1 boss. So let's go ahead and look at it real quick. I haven't practiced this, so I might mess it up. Oops, wrong button. So a couple things went wrong there. Let's do it again. Okay, so you break it down into a few parts. So let me go here. We'll pretend that the boss is like right here. So the first thing you need to do is get your spacing right. I'll talk about that, I guess, when we get to him. Once you get to him, you slash him 4 times. So if you hear me mashing here on my controller, I'll put it up to my mic. If you go much faster than that, you're not going to get inputs. See, and if you mash it, sometimes it'll work, but it's really inconsistent. So that's the first step. You walk up to him, slash him 4 times. So we can see that here. Slash 4 times. That was way too early. My Q is sort of, let's see, what I look for is kind of this grate. Somewhere around here you want to end. So let's try to do that. The problem with being too early, like here, you don't slash him. If you're too close, then he's going to hit you before you can walk backward. So that was really close. Okay, that's the first step. Slash 4 times. Now, after we slash 4 times, now we have to moonwalk. So, when I was first learning this boss strat, I learned everything in each stage. So first I would practice that. I would just walk up, try to get a Q and slash 4 times. Try to get the rhythm down. The next thing I practiced was moonwalking. So this is moonwalking. And this is how I moonwalk when I fight the boss. Like, you can do something like that, but I think it's harder to try to moonwalk after each shot, and I'm pretty sure that Jorf does the same thing. He will shoot, shoot, back, back, like that. So what am I doing? Let's check the controller input, see if we can get that. You want to press up and B. While you press up and B, your hand goes out. Okay, you want to hold back, and you want to let go of back before the animation ends. Because see, if I hold it too long, as soon as the animation ends, I start running to the left. You don't have to go very far for this boss. Something like that is more than enough. So don't go too far. You just need to go just a little bit. So practice that next. You need to do it 5 times. And also, what I was saying, I do it every other one. So you see that's how I do it. Not every single one, because then it's hard. So put it all together, we go. So let's try to do this on the boss now. That I didn't get close enough. See, so that gets him to 2 health. There I ran up too close. Alternatively, that's how I usually do it. I usually don't actually moonwalk on the last one, but it requires you to moonwalk a little bit further. So that's just a style thing. I think Jorf moonwalks on all of them. Okay, now the last step is actually the hardest in my opinion, which is kind of surprising. So you go up, slash him 4 times, you moonwalk. Now he has 2 hit points. So what you have to do is you have to hit him twice. If you try to slash twice like that, you actually have to moonwalk a lot further. That's actually the old strat that that Harubi had for a really long time, and we didn't know that there was a faster way to do it. The faster way is to jump cancel. So notice, look at the controller input down on the left. If you slash and then jump, you can slash twice. Now here I'm putting both my thumbs on the controller, so I'm going really fast. And this won't actually work most of the time because you can't jump immediately after, otherwise your first slash doesn't register. So your first slash has to be out for a couple of frames, then you jump and you slash again. So this is, I think, the hardest part of the strat. Depending on the controller you're using, you really need to find a good way to do it. So I use an NES controller. What I do, I hit B with the tip of my thumb, I immediately hit A with the base of my thumb, and then I roll my thumb back onto B. And you don't have very many frames to hit the boss. Like, that's probably not going to kill the boss. You have a couple of frames after jumping to slash, otherwise it's not going to connect. So I can show you just a couple of these. That hit him. So all of those hit him, but they were all pretty good too. In any case, putting it all together, we have this. There, I didn't slash quite fast enough. There, I had to do an additional slash. That's a kill. This is literally the first thing I've been doing today. As you can tell, I'm a little bit slow. I'm not mashing quite correctly. Anyway, that's how you do it. So, to summarize, practice this, get that rhythm down, and the moonwalk. And then the slash. Which is the hardest part. Okay. And that's the act 1.